Well, crime continues to be a concern. The Police Minister Bheki Cele earlier this afternoon said there's been a 20.7% increase in murder cases. He says the July unrest added to some of these numbers. Cele released the quarterly crime statistics reflecting crimes that occurred between the 1st of July and the end of September this year. To unpack this further is my colleague, eNCA reporter Govan Whittles. Govan, good afternoon. Not a good picture. In fact, it's very grim, and you can see the impact of the July riots on the murder numbers. What are the highlights that came out for you?
Well, the murder rate is up by 20%, but the big highlight from these crime stats over the 3 months is that as you see the lockdown levels starting to get less restrictive, from level 4 to level 3 to level 2 to level 1, that's when you see the crime starting to climb until it reached these rates where it is at the moment. And that murder rate is as high as 40% higher in KwaZulu-Natal. And the double-digit increases aren't only limited to Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. They've been recorded in the Free State and the Eastern Cape. In fact, it's only the Western Cape that's seen a slight reduction in the murder rate. This is obviously very concerning for the police minister. They seem to blame most of this on the lockdown levels that are not as tight, an increase in crime levels, but they also had a lot to say about what could have been behind the numbers. Let's have a look at what the minister had to say.
In the 3 months of reporting, a 20.7% increase in murder was recorded. However, when compared with the previous normal period of 2019-2020 financial year, a period with no lockdown, the murder percentage change would have been a 13.2% increase. Between July 2021 to end of September 2021, 6,163 people were killed in South Africa. That's a really bad number. This is 1,056 more people killed compared to the corresponding period in the previous financial year.
There's a big rise. Even with the July riots, it's still concerning that the numbers are going up and up. And the rape statistics as well, I mean, are not showing any signs of declining, just under 10,000 in 3 months. I mean, it's shocking. Plus the assault on women.
That's right. The number of rape cases reported to the police is up by almost 700 cases compared to the same 3 months in 2020, again pointing to the less restrictive lockdown measures for the increase in crime. But they managed to record a slight decrease in the number of attempted sexual assaults, although sexual assaults themselves are also up by a small percentage. And the police minister saying here that the good news is that they're finally getting to a space where all the police stations in the country are now equipped with rape kits, and they're doing their best to try and prevent secondary assault of people who come to report rape at the police station by police officers. But they're well aware that the number that they've presented today is only a fraction of the real number because rape is underreported. Let's have a look again what he had to say.
Rape, again, bad news and bad figure. 9,556 people were raped between July and September 2021. This figure of almost 10,000 people are raped only in 3 months. This is an increase of 634 cases, amounting to 7.1 increase compared to the previous reporting period. A sample of 6,144 rape cases revealed that 3,951 of the rape incidents took place at the home of the victim or the home of the rapist. Liquor and drugs were involved in 1,383 of the rape cases. 400 rape cases were domestic violence related.
Now, another, I guess, highlight is around the issue of kidnappings. You know, I know there's different categories of what the police would use to say it's a kidnapping, you know, like during a hijacking. But it's been top of mind for the country recently after the 4 young boys of the Moti brothers were kidnapped in Limpopo. Thankfully, they were returned unharmed. But the numbers that the minister revealed today, 2,000 in 3 months, that's a shocker.
Incredibly high. The bulk of those kidnappings are people who were hijacked, kept in the car, then told by the criminals to drive to a certain location, usually to the ATM to withdraw money. And the police are saying that's what they term as kidnapping as well as hijacking. So that's what's pushed it up to that 2,000 mark. When you look at kidnappings where a ransom was demanded, that number is at around 65. So not as high as the others, but it gives you some context into kidnappings with ransoms in South Africa. But again, let's have a look at what they had to say and how they believe they'll deal with this.
Kidnappings. There have been 2,000 kidnappings cases reported to the police between July to September 2021. Majority of the kidnapping reported were hijacking related, followed by kidnappings which were robbery and rape related. Out of sample of 620 cases, 52 kidnapping cases were ransom related, and most occurred in Gauteng province. 7 kidnappings were as a result of human trafficking also.
Okay, now part of what was said today touched on the July riots. And as you said at the beginning of our conversation now, it's impacted on the murder numbers that spiked. Not that the murder numbers would have been much lower, but I mean, it's really spiked because of the July riots. The Commission of Human Rights Commission is sitting in Durban. Earlier I spoke to Letiwe Mdluli, our reporter. She said that from Monday they carry on, and the Minister of Police is expected there. Did he say anything about this today?
He did. He confirmed his affidavits have been finalized. He's ready to go and sit in the chair, give his version of events. He made it clear that the police seem to have a different version about what transpired. And this was specifically in response to a question about the testimony by the chairperson of the Chamber of Commerce at the Human Rights Commission, where they said that the police were missing, specifically saying that the national or the provincial commissioner wasn't available when they called, and some of the senior generals they claimed weren't available. Bheki Cele disagrees. He says he was sitting with General Mkonazi and they were managing what was happening. Let's look at his version of events.
One is invited by the commissioner, by the way. It's unfortunate that the day they pointed, it looks like is not a day that one will be available, but we are working on the day. With a full cooperation, we have made the statement, one has made the affidavit and all that. So my talk will be there rather than reporting to you now. I will report to the commission.